So are you a racist clown when you tell an audience to pipe down? I'm referring to a cinema in Delaware. Yes, they have movies there, where a manager was accused of bigotry for telling a black audience to remain quiet during a film. But did he really discriminate? Well, the state Supreme Court says no, overturning a decision by the Human Relations Commission that said the dude was racist when he used a, quote, condescending tone in telling a crowd at a Tyler Perry movie to stop talking. The commission had ordered the theater to pay nearly $80 grand after it determined the announcement, which happened in 2007, quote, insulted, humiliated, and demeaned, end quote, patrons, since the manager singled out a black audience at a minority-themed flick. Also, courts say extra security was brought in, adding to the humiliation. Well, the Supreme Court last week tossed out the finding and the fine, saying the announcement wasn't racist, simply policy for sold-out shows, and therefore reasonable. So what does Dancing Goat think about all this? The irony is the goat actually taught her the moves. Who knew? Robert, I go to you for no particular reason.
Adam, as I was saying before, I'm sorry.
Nothing I like more than that kind of humor.
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
Robert, okay. Was the theater wrong telling the audience to pipe down? Is this a racial thing?
I don't think it's. It has racial implications, but I don't think it's actually a racial thing. If you go to, there are a lot of chain theaters now that after they've finished with all of the coming attractions, they basically have a pre-recorded track saying, you know, if the baby's crying or talking. That's really the smart thing to do. I think all theaters should just, do it that way. But look, the fact is, and it's a joke even amongst African Americans that, that there is a little bit more talking and there's a little bit more interactivity in some movies. And my thought is, if it's a Tyler Perry movie and it's an almost all black audience, you think there's going to be a shared cultural experience there, and it's more likely that they'll go with the flow. So I'm not sure if that message was necessary, but I think the Supreme Court got it right.
I mean, I enjoy Tyler Perry. I loved him in Friends. He was fantastic. Had a few drug problems. Adam, you're a lawyer. My problem with this is that it seems like the guy had to prove that he wasn't a racist, which is not fair. You got
yes,
I mean, I guess
that's right. That's right. The Supreme Court was right, but they actually didn't go far enough. They should have struck down the Human Relations Commission entirely. I mean, it's a joke of due process. They have the power to accuse you of racism, and then you bear the burden of proving that you're not a racist. Yeah. And this guy proved that the company had a policy that they always made these announcements. He apologized for anyone who took offense, and they said, that's not credible. We think that's just a pretext.
Leanne, what do you do when you're in a theater and somebody's talking?
Are you kidding me? I yell at people in a movie theater. I've almost gotten in fights before trying to tell people to quiet down. I mean, I'm always shushing people, and people are on their phones or their ringers are still on.
But you're married to
to
like a killer. So if anything happens,
I'm the killer. Yeah. No, seriously, I will beat somebody down probably before my husband. He's the one trying to be diplomatic. But it's annoying when you pay like $15 now in LA for a ticket to a movie, and then there are people that are being disrespectful, and when it's time for the movie. But it's funny, at the ArcLight in Hollywood, they always have live people, not only after the little animated bag of popcorn says, turn off your cell phones and your pagers, they have a person come out and say, listen, before, I just saw The Fighter in the last couple months, and they come out and say, please, you haven't been to the movies lately? No. But they tell you, somebody actually comes out and tells you, please turn off your cell phones, please be quiet, respect your neighbors.
Bill, you could in the King's Speech before it's telling you, please keep it quiet.
Bill, the movies you go to are just in booths. So do you have this problem at all?
No, I clean them afterwards. Yes. I don't actually go there. That's 25 cents I'd rather keep in my pocket.
That is true.
I've never seen an usher do this. An usher's job is to just I've never seen an usher intervene in anything. It's the audience members to control the audience members. You're on your own once you go in.
This isn't the same usher that brought down the Libyan regime.
I might have been. Yeah. He seems to infect every story. Here's a couple of interesting facts. This is the same announcement they made to teens, so apparently they're also teenist. The guy apologized when he thought he offended people. The security guard was there because the theater had been broken into prior. But the thing that bugs me the most is there was a director of the state of the human relations in the city was in the audience
Yeah.
and organized the audience, and everybody who complained got $1,500.
Right.
So it was,
because she wanted to make it about race, which I think was completely
but she
wrong.
also wanted to make some money.
Right.
It's about fleecing people.
Exactly.
You missed a very important 6 point.
It's a shakedown.
There's black people in Delaware? Who knew?
I did not know that.
Who knew?
I don't know.
Just sort of that Lily White area.
I am not a black witch. I am you.
All right. We got to move on. Do you have a comment on the show? Bet you do. Email us. It's redeye@foxnews.com. And to leave a voicemail, my direct line, call 212-462-5050. Still to come, the halftime report from TV's Andy Levy, a jerk.
Tonight's halftime report is sponsored by Kevin the Kangaroo. Due to a mix-up at the hospital the day he was born, he was sent home with the wrong family, so he thinks he's a baby. Thanks, Kevin the Kangaroo.